Hey guys, RCT3 Crashes 100 here, and I'm here with quite possibly, or actually it probably will be, the last video of 2024. And it is something that is actually quite interesting. It's some new stuff at last, because I am finally restarting the Japan fund for my eventual trip to Japan. I've shown off Japanese banknotes on this channel before, and ordinarily I wouldn't actually be making this a video, other than the fact that the US fund actually hasn't really gone away anywhere. I just converted some of it and converted it back into yen, because I do still want to visit America, but I also really want to visit Japan, so I figured why not have two running concurrently instead of me constantly zigzagging between each other. So, before I go off on a tangent, as I mentioned, ordinarily I wouldn't be making a video on this. You've already seen the banknotes of the Series E design. I've introduced them to you guys on a regular basis. But this is a little bit different because, of course, this year the Bank of Japan introduced the new Series F. And, of course, that meant new banknote designs. And as a little side note, again, this is one you guys have seen before. It's just kind of hilarious that these are still being added to foreign exchange. These are still legal tender. You can still use them. They are, of course, the Series D 2,000 yen note here with, of course, God, I have actually completely... I am unsure of the name of this gate again. I've said it before. Watch my previous videos on it. I'm not going to stumble around here and trip over and probably get that wrong and have to completely redo the video. But yes, these were included anyway. I ordered 51,000 yen thinking that I would get one of every of the new Series F banknotes, which are the 1,000, 5,000 and 10,000 yen notes, but I only got 2, 5 and 10,000 notes, so I haven't actually got any 1,000 yen notes to show you guys. That will be for another video. I would like to get some of them because I really like the design on that, but I'm not going to go into details here because I will inevitably get that wrong. So let's start with the Series F 5,000 yen note here. And again, here we go. These, in my opinion, have a really cool design. I honestly really like... That's actually blown out the autofocus here. Let's correct that there. There we go. I really like the foil design on these. So on the obverse here, we have Suda Umeko, who is known as one of Japan's most famous educators. She founded the Suda University in the Meiji era, I believe. Very, very nice. It's got a very similar colour to the old 5,000 yen note, and this is kind of something which is the general theme for these notes here, but they have quite drastically different designs. As you can see here, the watermark has been moved over. It's this really interesting rounded pentagon shape, I would argue. And again, we have this really cool foil design. Yeah, this feature here has also been kept. You have this sort of, I wouldn't call it a watermark. It's kind of a changing image here with 5,000 there if I tilt it. Of course, you've got the bank seal. You've got all the usual stuff there. These ridges here are raised, so that's meant to be designed for people who are visually impaired to identify the notes, and that is quite cool. Again, this foil design here, it's not very intrusive, but at the same time, the detail on the portrait here on the top of the foil, that's really cool. And on the back here, we have wisteria flowers. On the last note, it was Japanese iris, which of course are another major flower in sort of Japanese iconography. Here we have one of the others, which I would argue is probably even more famous. Over here in the UK, wisteria is extremely popular. Again, we have the watermark on this side here. Really big 5,000, which kind of reminds me, funnily enough, of the big 100 on the $100 bills, the reverse of those. So yes, there we go. And I did get a very small number, 2 specifically, of the 10,000 yen notes. So here on the front we have Eiichi Shibusawa, who was quite famous as being supposedly the founder of modern Japanese capitalism. Let me move that back. Also a serious industrialist. I'm not sure what the flowers here in this foil are, but again, really cool. My eye is just drawn straight to this foil. It's such a cool feature, and honestly, it's weirdly enough, it kind of reminds me of our old £20 notes. I'm realising as I'm drifting this out of frame here, how they had similar sort of features to it, but this one has a really interesting, like, interrupted design on it. It's obviously not a security ribbon because it actually doesn't run through the note. But yeah, that's seriously cool. And on the reverse here, again, we have a massive 10,000. This is the Marunouchi side of Tokyo Station, which, if you guys are familiar with Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman, you will know that that shows up as an important setting in both of those films. Less so in Shin Ultraman, where it's just the place where Duran appears, but in Shin Godzilla, it's, of course, the location of the final battle. Also a location I will probably be travelling through a lot, because it's where most of the bullet train services begin from. So, yeah, really, really cool bit of architecture, one I would actually like to photograph up close. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I am pretty sure that this side of Tokyo Station has appeared on the designs for other banknotes too. I'll need to go through my collection and actually check, but I am pretty sure I've got a note already which has this exact building on it. And again, we have a round watermark here, which, if I had a light behind it, I'd be able to show the designs on these, but, you know, it's the actual main design which kind of is the star of the show here. So, with that being said, I guess that's where I can end this video. I know it's not especially substantial for the last video of 2024, but I guess it is the start of the Japan Fund. With that being said, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I know I probably will be. Probably? I know I definitely will be. And yeah, without rambling too much, that's the end of the video. I'm RCT3 Crashes 100, and I hope you enjoyed this very quick look at the Series F 10,000 and 5,000 yen notes. Thanks for watching. I'm RCT3 Crashes 100, over and out.